Big up, guys. What's good? What's good? Hope you're well. My mic was muted there. I'm not late, guys. I'm super late. I wasn't actually home. Oh, man, the noise. I just got home. They won't let me be great. Guys, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Big up to all of you. I was not able to do the original time. I ended up going out. You know, it's the summertime. It's hot out, and I couldn't stay home to stream today. I had to go. So I apologize that my stream is in the middle of the afternoon, and it's 2 hours. It's probably like 2-3 hours before kickoff of the Euro Cup, a round of 16, guys. But don't fear, we'll discuss that a little bit. But let's talk about some transfers. Big up to my boy GV. I know you sent me batteries. I got a knock on the door earlier. It might have been that package that I haven't opened, but thank you for the batteries, bro. You know, the clock needs them. You know what I'm saying? I'll put them up on the wall. What's good? What's good? I hope you're well, guys. And there's a lot to discuss because you know what? Like, I've been rambling at the start, but let's get into it. There's some transfer news, some updates on what's happening with different players that we've been interested in. Let's discuss this. I'll bring it to the table, but take this time, guys. Smash a like, subscribe. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and if you're not, it's all good. You know, make sure you're around. Get your comments in. Let's get it show on the road. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith. I hope you're well. Let's get into some of the stories, guys. And you know, there's lots of news happening, lots of things going on. Talks are taking place, serious inquiries are being made. And you know what? It could be said that we're probably in for quite a bit of the target and a bit of a shakeup, guys. I know it has been a little late. It has not been as efficient as a lot of you fans would have expected it to be, but I would implore you to understand that with the new structure coming in and with these new people putting new people in, the people who were there before, you know, some things are going to be shuffled around. Some people's jobs might be, you know, in a different capacity. So that all impacts changes and different policies that might make things a little bit slow or not as streamlined as we expect it to be. But prospectively, I assure you guys, we're moving a lot faster than you think, right? And let's get right into one of the top stories. As you know, there's talks have been taking place. Man United have been in contact with him in the last few hours. It could be a very, very serious situation, guys. He could be coming to Manchester in the next few days. It might just be that there's heavily linked and a lot of talk going on about him. Christian Falk has been talking a lot about this today. Talks have taken place. Heavily linked United target has told his club he wants a transfer this summer. After several weeks of being linked with the player, David Ornstein confirmed on Friday evening that Manchester United are seriously considering a move for Matthias de Ligt. And guys, of course, such news came a little surprise as the Old Trafford faithful, as they are well aware that Erik ten Hag often prefers to sign players he's already worked with or coached in some capacity. Anthony Lisandro Martinez followed him almost directly over from Ajax in his first transfer window, while Andre Onana was acquired the following summer. And guys, I know there's a lot of talk about, you know, he likes to sign players he used to coach, but trust me, guys, in some situations, it might be the best option, especially when we're trying to make a turnaround, but also try to do the turnaround in a way that will still please fans, bring results, as well as improve on the pitch. And who better than a young centre-back? I know he didn't have the best of the last 18 months, but he was one of the one of the top defenders in the Serie A, and he was also a fan favorite at Bayern Munich. So it has to be said that, you know, while we might be thinking he's not that good, he might actually be very good. And who else you would bet money on to bring him back to his best than the guy that made him who he was or helped mold him into the player that everybody wanted to buy across Europe? I would think Ten Hag would be that guy, guys. So, we should a deal for Bayern Munich star materialize, Ten Hag would be lining up with the exact center half partnership that flourished for him in Amsterdam in that time. De Ligt is particular, become one of the hottest and most sought after prospects in Europe after he captained Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals and a domestic double at just 19. Of course, he opted to join Juventus, guys, and then on to Bayern Munich. But you know what? De Ligt prepares for an exit. The HITC has also revealed this morning that their understanding the Netherlands International has told Bayern he wants to leave this summer, and talks have taken place between the Germans and interested Premier League outfits. He already faced competition from the likes of Dayo, Upamecano, Kim Min-jae, and Eric Dyer in the backline last season, but the club have now welcomed Hiroki Ito into their ranks and are locked in talks with Jonathan Tah. It remains to be seen what kind of price the Bavarians will demand to sanction De Ligt's exit. For United, they are aware he will cost significantly less than Jarrod Brandtwaite, although they have not given up on the Everton ace just yet. And guys, you know what? Don't be shocked if you hear Monday morning Matthias De Ligt is signed to Manchester United. You know what I mean? Campos, I know you're talking about a new knee transfer, but the guy is a decent player, bro. I would rather bet on having this guy as a player that, whether he's a starter initially and then replaced and becomes a squad player, bro, he's still 24. And I would say, trust me, there's a reason why he's a fan favorite at Bayern Munich, guys. There's a big reason why he's a fan favorite at Bayern Munich. Big up to the guys. Let's get into the other story. Another fine for Mark Sancho, late for training again. Big up, Compos. I hope you're well, Brusky. All right, let me get this other story in, guys, because there's a lot coming in right now. I just wanted to make sure that I have it all lined up for you guys rightfully. We're just gonna go with the direct information right now and keeping it in defense. This might not be exactly what you guys want to hear, but to be honest, it's very possible that this might be the situation. You know what I mean? So, oh, hold on. Damn. Wrong slide, guys. Wrong slide. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Where did it go? I definitely lost this, bro. This is bad. Okay. Let's just go to this one because I lost that one with the initial story, and now I have no choice. So let's just do this. Okay. So there's been a offer submitted for one of our defenders, as you know, guys, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. An offer has been submitted for him. The offer has been increased from £9 million to 15 million euros. From 9 million euros to 15 million euros. And the Man United player has already agreed personal terms, has been widely reported by most of everyone right now, you know what I mean? But the 20 is expected to be on the move, and Galatasaray have now submitted this actual offer again to sign him. It's reported by the Fanatic. The 15 million for the Manchester United defender, it remains to be seen whether we are willing to accept that. I don't think so. I think we might push for them to get 20 to 25 million for him, because at the end of the day, I would think we need to at least raise enough sum that we can bring in a potential replacement, whether it be a young talent or a loan situation or something, which you definitely need at least 15 to 20 million pounds because we're Manchester United, you know what I mean? But it's left to be seen. We know that Wan-Bissaka is not a regular starter, and it wouldn't be a surprise if he decided to cash in on him and get a quality alternative. As you know, guys, we are looking at Jeremy Frimpong, and there's one or two other options. So it might just be he does actually move on. There's also a substantial chance that he might go to Crystal Palace. So we don't know yet, but I just had to bring the news to you guys. And it's always good to have all the information you can about these things, because it's very interesting to see what is really happening. At the end of the day, there's a lot of possible transfers that will be taking place. I know that there's been some movement, and a lot of players might not be in on what I say, in the plans or requirements of the club going forward. And we're starting to see some movement. We're starting to see some talks. You're starting to hear a little bit from some players and their agents, and they're not too sure about their futures based on the fact that some young players are being targeted by Manchester United in the similar positions. And it's just interesting that quite a few of these rumors are coming out right about now, and it might just be because it's almost January, it's almost July. In like a few days, in like 2 days, it's going to be July, and we know on July 1st, Man United has said that that's when our spend is going to be happening, and most expectedly. At the end of the day, it's one of those things where we could sit around and say we have been twiddling our thumbs over the last few weeks, but they really did announce that they weren't going to do any spending before that time. So unless a really amazing deal came in or some opportunity came up. So looking at that perspectively, right now they're pretty much, I think, focused on doing the business that they can do, which means they're talking with some players who are not at the Euros and talking with other players, who they might be interested in bringing to the club. I think it's one of those things where you could look at it from the perspective that, yeah, some players may not have what it takes and they might just be moved on. You know what I mean? And Maguire, right now, there's a little bit of reports, I do expect Maguire to remain at the club at least until the January or the following summer window. But there have been reports that he's concerned about if his future based on the fact that there are reports that United are probably in for Matthias de Ligt and Jared Brantwaite, or Matthias de Ligt and another centre back. So where's his game time going to come? He was one of the best defenders last season. Hats off to Harry. He performed really well, and I think he deserves one more season. You know what I mean? I think it would serve him right. He did perform really well when he was fit last season, so I can't hate on the guy. And that kind of mentality that you put the past behind you, you put your head down, you work hard, and let your performances speak for you. I can respect that, guys. And the Red Devils have their sights set on recruiting top quality centre backs. De Ligt and Brantwaite are the hottest news at the moment. I think we're moving all. If we sign De Ligt, there's no more Brantwaite. The Dutch international has been a long-term target, and we spoke about that, so it's just a concern that Harry Maguire, we did sign him for like £73 million. Everton is trying to get us to that region for Brantwaite. So I don't think Manchester United wants to do a similar deal like that again. So it's one of those things where we will be moving on from that. There's a few other rumors coming out, guys, about a few players that we are also being linked to. And it's interesting. There's a lot of interest in one or two of our academy players as well, but I will bring that in at the end because right now I want to talk about some possible deals that might be happening to this weekend or probably by Monday, Tuesday, because it's very likely since the manager is also in direct contact with these two players as of today. And I just wanted to bring this in because, we need a striker, guys. And although I'm not too keen on paying somewhere in the region of 50 million, 55, 60 million total again for a young striker that's going to develop, that's still a little bit raw. If Ten Hag, if the club, the scouts and the manager want this guy, then this is the guy we must get, and we get him, we must. And it says that Ten Hag has been in direct talks with him, currently in contact with Joshua star Joshua Zirkzee, who has become the Red Devils' top target. Manchester United emerged as a serious threat to Milan in the race for Bologna star Zirkzee. Guys, it's pretty interesting. Sky Ten Hag in direct contact with him. There's talks between the striker's representative and Milan are stalling. The Rossoneri are ready to match Zirkzee's clause but want to pay a lower commission fee. Italian sources claim Zirkzee has prioritized a move to the Serie A club, ideally to Milan, to continue his development, but Sky Sport Italia claims Manchester United are keen on the 23-year-old. According to the report, Ten Hag has personally called the Netherlands international and put him at the top of his transfer shortlist. Manchester United have already signed a promising Serie A striker last year when they got Rasmus Højlund to move to Old Trafford from Atalanta for a €75 million deal. Guys, this means that, within Monday is probably going to be the 31st of June, and then the 1st of July is going to hit, and we're probably going to start doing some deals, guys. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's been pretty quick so far. And if we could sign this player, and also the reports are that we are in serious talks as we speak with PSG for this midfielder, guys. It's just interesting that that it's one of those things. No, 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 no. It's not tapping up, bro. Tapping up? How is this tapping up? You are allowed to speak to the player once you are in talks with the club and the club gives you permission. So it's not tapping up. It's called discussing. That's how they discuss with the player discusses with the coach what the coach expects from him, what they expect from him to do, what is his views, his ideals, what he wants to do, and then that's how the player decides. You know what I mean, guys? Oh, my bad. I had a lot to drink today, so forgive me for this, guys. 30th of June is tomorrow, so that means Monday is the first. You can see these two players walk in the door on Monday. You know what I'm saying, guys? So let me just bring this story to light because at the end of the day, I know some people may have heard about this already. We have been in talks with him. They are showing concrete interest, and as well as Manuel Ugarte has said to be reported as he is very much interested in a move. Ugarte joined PSG for 60 million euro fee from Sporting last summer, and despite initially thriving at the La Parisians midfield, he slowly lost his place in the team under Luis Enrique. As the season progressed, he saw his minutes diminish, and particularly in the UEFA Champions League, where Zaire Emery was, the one who was getting the time. Maybe it was because Luis Enrique sees in Ugarte as too limited in possession, and as a result, PSG are not opposed to the departure this summer. Manchester United saw their first offer for Ugarte rejected. However, the Red Devils remain in talks over a move, according to Fabrizio Romano. Contact between the two clubs was renewed on Friday, with PSG looking to recoup most of 60 million euros that they spent on the midfielder last summer. The Uruguay international, who is garnering interest from other clubs, is open to joining Manchester United this summer, despite the lack of Champions League football at Old Trafford. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? It seems that we might be doing two quick fire signings to come. And for me, I'm pretty interested in this, guys. And I think Manuel Ugarte fixes a problem in our midfield and also offers us the opportunity, if we were to be able to remove, get some kind of transfer for Casemiro. And I mean, I would like to keep him, but we see that there's some kind of break in communication somewhere. I'm not sure if he's unhappy with the coach. I'm not sure if he's unhappy with himself, his performance. But I know he said that he would like to remain. But guys, if we're making a change, we should be bold and make this change directly and start anew. You know what I mean? I'd rather be sitting here knowing that we've got the base skeleton of the new squad that's going to take us forward for the next 5 to 10 years already in, and we're going to just wait for them to gel over this season. Then we need to still add to the base. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, guys. And there's a little bit of other news coming out. We spoke with Manuel Ugarte in the last 24 hours, and I just wanted to talk about some other things that might possibly be happening. There's some reports that are coming out, and it's about Marcus Rashford, guys. And we are in talks with PSG, and there are some reports that maybe there might be some further talks that might be discussing the player. Now, I'm not too sure if this is true or not, so don't kill the messenger. I'm just reading a report, guys, and to be fair, like, I would give him one more season to see if he proves himself. I think with the new regime coming in, with the new structure and the new setup behind the scenes, with coaches like Ruud van Nistelrooy coming into the coaching staff, and Rennie Hake, I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see what Marcus Rashford becomes, or what any of the attackers become. Because we all know that we needed a different style. We needed something new, something refreshing in the coaching staff, which we never had for years, guys. So I'm not too upset with him. I know he had a poor season last season, but if he can turn it around next season and start to be more consistent, I don't know. I might do the deal. But if the PSG really comes in 50, 60, 70 mil, maybe 50, 60, because I think that's more accurate, then yeah, I probably would do that deal, guys. I'm being honest. I think that money could be used to refurbish the squad. You know what I'm saying? So Manchester United striker Marcus Rashford has been linked with a move away from the club, and it seems that the Red Devils would be willing to sanction his departure. According to a report from HITC, Manchester United are now ready to cash in on a player for a substantial amount of money. The 26-year-old striker has not been at his best over the last 12 months, and he scored just 8 goals in all competitions. Rashford missed out on a place in England's Euro 2024 squad. Well, guys, I think that was a big mistake from Gareth Southgate, because Rashford, in my honest opinion, he might have been poor this season for Man United, but he always delivers for England. He's done more in an England shirt than Phil Foden has ever done. And in my opinion, I think that's a travesty. But people might say it's because I'm a United fan. I'm just saying I'm not even an English fan. But that guy scores more goals and gets more contribution in the England squad. It's just my opinion. The report says that Man United are surprised with the striker's sharp decline, and his disciplinary issues have contributed to their frustration as well. It will be interesting to see if Rashford is handed another opportunity to salvage his Manchester United career next season. There is no doubt that he's a top quality player on his day, and he could make a huge difference for the Red Devils if he can get back to his best. You see what I'm saying, guys? This is honest stuff, because at the end of the day, we know what he's capable, and he should be performing better. But sometimes, form, it eludes you guys. And at the same time, like it's happening with Anthony at the moment. Last season was bad. But in a way, I kind of attribute that to the fact that he was dealing with that situation that he had throughout the season. So I'm not gonna be too hard on Anthony. I feel like next season he might surprise us. I'm willing to give him a chance. He's only spent 18 months at the club. It's hard to make an adjustment to a foreign land, especially all the way over to Europe from South America. And being from South America myself, guys, I can tell you all, it's pretty difficult. The life is pretty different. First of all, the temperature is different. The seasons is different. There's a big adjustment. The culture is drastically different as well. So I would give the guy a little bit of chance to see if he can get himself back and ready to roar. You know what I mean? Before we wash our hands with the player. He's still young and he's got lots of talent. But guys, let's move on to some now more pressing news. I wanted to bring this in. This is not really about the men's team, but it's a story that I think is very interesting in itself, because at the end of the day, Manchester United is Manchester United, and whether it be the men's team or not, it is Manchester United. And it's been reported that the women's team are facing a little bit of difficulty, guys. And for some reason, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what's really happening here. You know what I mean? I know that we've just really invested £50 million in a brand new training facility that's supposed to be across the board at Carrington. It's under redevelopment as we speak, guys. But maybe because of this, the women's team does not have a proper place to train at the moment. And I'm wondering, this might be creating a little bit of a problem, and they may not have communicated it well to the women's team, and they probably feel something rightfully so. Let's get into the story and see what you guys think about this. The PFA's association are eyeing talks with Manchester United over the controversial decision to move their women's team into temporary training facilities. United have signed off on a $50 million upgrade of the men's facilities at Carrington Training Ground, and it was recently revealed that Ericsson side will be moved into the building specifically constructed for the women's team while the work is carried out. Now this, I didn't read the article, guys, so I'm reading it right along with you guys. And now, as I'm reading that one sentence, I'm thinking this is a bit bad. This should not have been happening. Maybe they should have moved the men to somewhere else to train. But, I don't know, guys. The women's outfit has been assigned temporary porter cabins while the men's team make use of the facilities next season. According to Athletic, the PFA have made aware of the growing discontent related to United's treatment of their women's team. Previous reports have suggested that there are concerns within the women's squad that they are not seen as important in the eyes of the owner. And I could understand this because, you put them out of their space. This is crazy, including Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who recently admitted that he had not given much thought to the future of the women's team since his arrival earlier this year. He needs to work on that, guys. I think, the FA Cup winners this season deserve a lot more respect than that. I watch the women's team every week, guys, and they perform really well. These girls, they got the fight. They know what it means to Manchester United. There are specifically a few players that are leaving this summer, like the captain, Katie Zellam, that, it's hard because I think she's one of our best players. Luisa Garcia right behind her on her left. is another really top player that's leaving. Mary Earps, not to mention Mary Earps, our big goalkeeper in goal. She's moving on to PSG as we speak. And guys, this is frustrating. This is frustrating. This is not a new issue. You know, members of the women's team contacted the PFA made concerns of conditions that they were expected to work and the level of the commitment from those in charge. The PFA are prepared to step in once again during a summer upheaval, which has seen United lose a number of key players like Katie Zellum, Luisa Garcia, Mary Earps, all moving to Paris. You know, and it's crazy. It's crazy, guys. The United Women's won the FA Cup last season, and Mark Skinner has handed a new contract in May, but the team fell to their worst USL finish in 2019 as they tumble out of the title race and down into the fifth in standings. Yo, guys, what are your thoughts? Let me know, guys. I'm gonna, just hear what you have to say because I haven't been paying attention to the chat, and I apologize to you guys for that. You know what I mean? Big up to you guys. Big up to Angie. How are you doing? I hope you're well. That's exactly how I feel. Doesn't go well, Cope, unfortunately. Hope you feel well, Angie. Hope you're getting better. Big up to you, Luan, coming in. Big up to all of you guys coming in. Big up, big up, big up. Compost. Yeah, you know what I mean? Compost, as much, you know what I mean? I don't know what to say right now. This is the reason why, they think that men are idiots. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Compost? Like, how could you treat them so disrespectfully? That is crazy. The men's team might be receiving backlash for this for no apparent reason. I totally feel like these guys don't use their brains. How could you put the women on their own facilities? Gosh, that's insane. Have a good one, Angie. I hope you get well soon. In Germany, we say "Gute Besserung." Hopefully you get well soon. Big up to you. Big up, guys. I don't know. The Glazers need to fix this situation. Get 100% Glazers out. And Sir Jim Radcliffe, you need to get your hands on this ASAP, my brother. Get this sorted out because this can't go down like this. We cannot treat the FA Cup winners like this. They might be our women's team, but they are our women's team, brother. You know what I'm saying? Have some respect for them. I don't like what I'm hearing about them being put out of their facilities for the guys. The guys should be in the porta potties, bro. I'm real talk. If not, don't do it at all. Swear, bro. Come on. Got to be a little bit more professional than that. We're Manchester United, for crying out loud, guys. Right, moving along, guys. I'm going to bring a new story to the table. There's a lot of academy stars that you have heard a lot about them. You have seen a few of them like Garnacho. You have seen Kobe Mainu. I know you guys have seen Willie Kwambala, and most recently Ethan Whitley. And well, guys, you saw Eric Ten Hag talking to Toby Collier, and there are a lot of talents that are about to break through. And I'm bringing this story to tell you guys because I just wanted to say to you all, do not worry about the homegrown quota. It's coming from the academy. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's been talking about homegrown quota, but right now, I'm going to show you where our homegrown quota is coming from, or most of the surplus of it is going to come from there because we have young academy stars, 4 of whom have been given professional contracts and will be moving up into the first team and given a chance next season to see what they can do. It will be starting from preseason, guys. I know a lot of you are thinking how we're going to start preseason, what is going to happen. Well, if you have not been, paying attention to the reports, and you have not watched a few of my streams before, I'm going to tell you guys, this preseason is different. Last year, we seen a first team and we seen a youth team. But this season, we're seeing a first team, a team of players that are all fighting for positions in the squad for next season. So there's not going to be a youth team. There's not going to be a senior team. There's going to be one team that's going to be fighting for their chance. And a lot of the players who are going to be starting in the initial phase of that is going to be players who are currently and readily available. The other players who are out at playing in the Copa America or are out playing in the Euros, those players will be afforded a 2 to 3 week period where they will be allowed to rest and then get back to Manchester United, where they will join the preseason tour and then participate from there on. Most of them will not be, that out of fitness, so it should be interesting. We will see how that goes. I will be bringing you more information as that develops, but let's get into the youngsters because I know you guys are excited. You already heard of names like young Harry Amas, young Shea Lacey, and it's interesting, guys. It's getting very interesting. A summer packed with international football sees Manchester United players taking part at the Euros, Championship, and the Copa America. So United preseason will kick off with a depleted squad available. As a result, Erik ten Hag will draft a number of academy players to fill the holes of the preseason tour. You know what I mean, guys? Let's get into this. It sounds pretty interesting. United dipping with the United 18s hot off the back of a treble-winning season. The timing could not be any better to dip into the never-ending production line of talents at Carrington. Therefore, we take a deeper look at the names who could burst onto the scene this summer in our 5-part series. The first academy starter we're going to be looking at is none other than Harry Amas. The 17-year-old joined United in the summer of 2023 from Watford and immediately took the under-18s by storm with a man-of-the-match style performance on his debut against Sunderland, and ever-present in Adam Lawrence's treble-winning under-18s. Amas spent the latter stages of last season on the bench for the first team, but was never handed his debut by Ten Hag. With no fit senior left-backs, though, preseason marks a perfect opportunity for Amas to break his duck and get the opportunity after a year of absence through injury for Tyrell Malacia, and with Luke Shaw being in and out of the squad with his injury issues, left back has become a position of need, but funds may be prioritized in other areas, meaning Amas could be looked to as a solution. In search for a fill-in for Shaw, there is not another footballer in the world more stylistically similar to Luke Shaw. Why not test the tallest? While not the tallest, Amas is physically robust with a frame that allows him to hold his own against bigger players and opponents, and he took the under-21s football like a duck to water, guys. Having trained with the first team for months, the youngster will be fully aware of the physical requirements and will have a chance to test himself in the upcoming preseason against senior opposition. In terms of talent, Amas is one of the very best in his age group with a special ability in possession. During Luke Shaw and Lisandro Martinez's absences last season, the first team struggled a great deal with working the ball through the first phase. This problem that Shaw usually alleviates, and Amas has the tools to take up the mantle. Having an exceptional composer to take the ball under pressure and play through the press, it perfectly fits that Ten Hag preferred fullback blueprint, where the likes of Shaw or Diego Dallo are often used to push centrally into midfield. Amas has been deployed in a similar role by Lawrence. Possessing a good ton of pace in his locker, the academy star does not have quite the explosive top speed as Shaw, but it may come yet as he continues to grow into the body of an adult. His never-ending engine, though, allows him to get up and down and inside the pitch for 90 minutes long, impressing both in attacking and defensive phases. Amas's breakout has also recently been tipped by Shaw himself, who undoubtedly sees a lot of himself in the youngster and may find himself with a new competitor this season. Guys, there's another few youngsters that are breaking through. You guys have seen Ethan Whitley. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to bring you that information on Ethan Whitley because you know what? It's getting pretty interesting. And I just wanted to do a little series for you guys so I can introduce to you all the young talents that will be getting their chances in the first team in the coming preseason and possibly making their debuts for United professionally. Big up, guys. I'm still bummed that we let Mengi go for less than 1 mil. He'd have played last season in one of the fastest CBs in the league. 100% smooth. But you know what, guys? Bad decisions are being made ahead of United. Not always, but now we have a structure that might be doing better. And, we can't really just gloss over the fact that we make lots of mistakes and some of them might be irreversible. So you just have to keep it moving and move on and not make those same mistakes again, in my honest opinion. Now, this is interesting, guys, because, I like the personality of this manager. He's one of those, don't mess with him kind of guys. He don't tolerate nonsense kind of guys. And I like him because he's outspoken, kind of like myself. So it's going to be interesting what happens when he comes into the fold as he confirms impending Man United move as part of Erik ten Hag contract talks. 100%. Go ahead, Eagles manager Rennie Hake has confirmed is set to take up the great opportunity of joining Erik ten Hag's coaching staff at Manchester United. United are reshuffling ten Hag's backroom team this summer. Popular coach Benny McCarthy will depart upon the expiry of his contract, but he's expected to be replaced by both Hake and former United striker Ruud van Nistelrooy. While Hake, who worked alongside Ten Hag at 20 earlier in his career, may have 9 years of senior management experience his name, he admitted to Algemeen Dagblad that it was a no-brainer to take up United's offer of a coaching position. Hake confessed the chance to join United was a great opportunity before admitting things could not get any crazier for him. Ten Hag has spoken openly about his positive relationship with Hake, who, alongside Van Nistelrooy, will help fill the voids left behind by Benny McCarthy's exit and the departure of Eric Ramsey to the Minnesota United back in February. Guys, this is pretty interesting. Hake and Ten Hag, it's going to be fun to see both guys, and I can't wait to see what they bring to United alongside with Van Nistelrooy coming in as well. I think it's going to bolster our midfield grit and our attacking possibilities. I think our attackers are going to benefit greatly from this situation, as Ruud van Nistelrooy himself being a former striker and an ex-Premier League great. Ten Hag, as you can see, Ten Hag and Hake are good friends. They make, the makeup of Ten Hag backroom staff has been part of United discussions with their manager over the past week as they seek to strike an agreement over a new contract. Having ultimately decided to keep the former Ajax boss at the end of their postseason review, United and new owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe hope to tie Ten Hag down to an extension. And Sky Sports News note that the latest round of negotiation have progressed in the right direction. The belief is that United will finalize the agreement with Ten Hag before making any formal changes to his coaching staff. Previous reports have set a soft deadline for mid-July before United preseason begins for Ten Hag contract talks and deal to be established. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you're thinking. I know you guys, and I apologize for being late today. I hope you guys had enjoyed a little bit of the stream. You know what I mean? And yes, Hake, yeah, Compost. This guy is literally going to tell guys, yo, you shit the bed, bro. Pavel Nedved, my guy. Don't do it again. You know what I mean? This is your fault. You have to take responsibility. And these players, I think a lot of these players need to understand that they're going to have to start taking responsibility for their inactions and their actions as well. And at the same time, as long as they can accept the responsibility, hold it, own it, and use that to propel them forward to be better for United, then we're gonna be cooking, guys. It's pretty interesting to see what's gonna come. And in less than an hour is also going to be the opening game of the round of 16 featuring Italy and Switzerland. And guys, I'm an Italian fan, so I'm trying to get there. And you know what? I'm gonna have to go shortly. But let's not forget, guys. Glory, glory, Manchester United, always and forever. Glavers out, because you know what? Those guys, they keep selling us short somewhere. And Mr. Ratcliffe, I warn you guys, you and INEOS, don't play with the women's team. Get this stuff sorted out quickly, because we United fans, we're serious about our football across the board. It could be the senior teams, the women team, the youth team. Don't play with it. Have some respect. We're great. We got heritage. This is not a small club. This is the biggest club in England. It's Man United. Guys, I hope you have a great day. I'm looking forward to see what becomes of the game. I hope Italy wins, and maybe Germany might do a double over their opponents later on in the evening. It's going to be very interesting. I'm looking forward to see what comes on Monday morning. I've heard quite a few pieces of news, and it might be seeing that we might sign 2 to 3 players next week, and I'm getting a little bit excited. But I'm not going to get giddy until I see the players walk through the door and I hear here we go. And I'm not talking about Fabrizio, but I'm talking about from Man United, because at the end of the day, if it's not official on Man United, then it's just paper talk. Guys, big up to all of you coming in. Compost Smurf, big up to you, my brother. Sorry I was late today. Big up to you, Luan France. Angie, I hope you feel better. Get some rest. Catch you later. Stephanie Griffith, big up to you. Big up to you, GB. And big up to all of the other guys coming in. Gavin Underwood, I hope you have a great day, my guy. But I got to get going. So, guys, I hope you have a great day. I will be back tomorrow with more news on transfers and updates. You never know. We might be getting a confirmation on 1 or 2 deals in the morning. I'm not 100% myself, but I've been hearing some things, and I will catch you guys back later. Guys, have a great evening. Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the description. Let me know what you are thinking. What kind of players you are looking at? Which player do you think that you have not been mentioned that you might be interested in coming into Manchester United? Whether he comes from the Copa or from the Europa, I'll do some scouting research and I'll bring him in on a show for you guys. You know, big up to all of you and thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Later. Oh.